relationship with food developed into what it was because of my relationship with comfort. I didn't know how to feel good in my body, and I didn't know what to do with the pain that I was feeling. And so, because of that, I ate and I ate and I ate, because one thing I did know was that food made me feel better. And because food made me feel better, food became the solution to every single one of my problems. And I never recognized what my problems even were. Like, my body would tell me I had a problem, and it would come up like a craving. But the craving was really just a clue for me to determine that there's something deeper going on. Now, fast forward, I'm a year and some change into my last weight loss journey, and really learning how to maintain my weight, but not by focusing on my weight, by focusing on my emotions and focusing on my connection with God. And so, one of the things I've learned throughout this last year or so is that I like comfort. I want to feel comfort. Everybody, really, our bodies are designed to keep us safe. Safe means comfortable. And so I had to start to be okay with being uncomfortable. And that's a lot about, like, I talk a lot about it, right? I talk a lot about getting uncomfortable and getting to this space where, you know, you operate from your new normal, your new habits, your new transformation, like your new level. What are you doing, sir? Ma'am, you on the phone, that's why. And so getting out of this getting out of my comfort zone. And so I want to share with you, because there's levels to it, and I know that I'm on the brink of a different level, and there's some patterns even that I have now. I've lost over 60 pounds, and I lost weight in 6 months, and I feel so good in my body, but I still have some things that need to be changed. I still am finding myself running to what is familiar, what is comfortable. And no, it's not reflected on the scale as much or at all, really, but I know it's there. And I know that God wants me to come higher and change what I'm running to. And so I'm sharing with you the 3 things that I'm going to be doing, or have been doing, over the last few weeks now. But I'm doing it for as long as I need to, right? I'm on a 40-day challenge. Today is day 25. So I'm definitely going to be doing this for the next 15 days at least, but really probably for the rest of 2025. And these are the 3 things I'm doing to get out of my comfort zone. One of them is every single morning, before I get out of the bed, before I touch my phone, I am giving God thanks for where I am right now. And I've been doing this every morning for the last, I don't even know, maybe at least 25 days, because I'm doing it for the challenge, but I started it before that. And I'm saying this because my addiction to being comfortable was because I didn't know how to feel good in my body. Good morning. Good morning, Charlie and Okabina. I could be butchering your name. I'm so sorry. But I was so comfortable for so long, and I didn't know how to feel good in my body. And so I ran to food. And I don't know if you can relate to this, but do you know why you eat? Like, if you're a person who's working on their relationship with food or your wellness, do you know why you eat outside of just needing nourishment? For me, I wanted to feel comfortable. And what I'm finding is that most people want to feel comfortable in some form or fashion. Well, I didn't have the tools. I didn't know how to feel comfortable in my body. I didn't know how to feel good in my body. And so I knew that food made me feel good. I knew that food could make me feel high. I would get this excitement. I would be ready to go on. I would get sugar, and I would just be good, right? And I could just ignore the pain of my life. And I dealt with a lot of pain that I never processed. Um, and so one of the things I'm doing is getting outside of my comfort zone, but also finding ways to feel good in my body when it's not chaotic. That's the thing. Like, it's one thing to be able to transform your pain, right? Like, to not be in a state of like anger or resentment or bitterness, right? Or when you're sad, not running to ice cream. That's one thing. But the other thing is, what I'm focused on is learning how to feel good in my body before the pain happens. Like getting a new state, like a new normal, like an everyday feeling of knowing how to regulate my emotions and feel good without food, without shopping, without sex, without being mean to other people. Like, finding ways to feel good. And so the first thing that I'm sharing with you is that I'm doing that by waking up every morning and giving God thanks, because I found that when I'm focused on what I'm thankful for and I'm praising him, I feel good. Somebody said, can you just drive, please? Yes, I'm driving. But that is what I'm focused on, is feeling good in my body. And so waking up in the morning, that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm getting out of this autopilot. So paying attention to the things that I just do without thoughts, that I just find myself doing. I don't know if you ever just find yourself getting a snack or wanting candy, or you find yourself just scrolling, right? Like, you're scrolling right now watching this live. Like, do you know why you started to do that? Was that an intentional thing, or was that an automatic response to something that you've always done at this particular time? And so the second thing I'm doing to get outside of my comfort zone is I am focusing on and paying attention to the things that just kind of happen automatically, so that I can figure out why I'm doing it and maybe decide to do something different. Okay? So that's the second thing I'm doing to get outside of my comfort zone. Now, the third thing that I'm doing to get outside of my comfort zone is I'm showing up regardless. Like, I'm showing up as myself, right? I'm coming online and I'm sharing who I am, what I'm doing, and putting myself at risk of being judged, because like that makes me uncomfortable. So I'm doing things that get me outside of my comfort zone, to the point where it's no longer something that makes me uncomfortable. Because what I found is, the more you do something, the more it changes how you feel about doing it. And it's not always you feel good before you do it. It's more so you do it and then the feelings follow, right? It's kind of like forgiveness. Hey, good morning. It's kind of like forgiveness. Like, you decide to forgive and you feel resentful and you mad still, but you decide to forgive and you choose to forgive over and over and over again, and you try to find ways to see this person like how God sees them, and you try to see a different perspective of what's happening, right? And so to let go of the bitterness and to let go of the resentment and to look at reasons why they did it and to really not take it personal, right? And then the feelings follow. You don't have the feeling to forgive somebody before you decide to forgive them. You decide and then the feelings follow. And so for me, it's about, I want to show up and be myself, and then the feeling of being okay with being judged will follow. Like, the feelings will come later. I'm believing that. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm coming on live in the morning while I'm driving to work, because I wanted to share, like, I want to show up and be the salt, right? I know that God called me, and he called all of his children to be the salt in the world, and we can't be the salt if we refuse to show up, if we refuse to take a stance one way or the other. Like, if we just walk in the lukewarm line and You know, I just decided, right? Decision first. I decided that I'm not going to be lukewarm. I decided that I'm not going to play the comfort fence. I'm going to show up and I'm going to share what I feel is I'm led to share, and I'm going to put myself at risk of being judged in the hopes that someone is going to see something that I say, or they're going to see me show up consistently and be inspired to be more, do more, and have more of what God called them to do and be and have. And so that is the three ways that I am getting outside of my comfort zone. Hopefully, you know, it inspires somebody, but even if it doesn't, like, it's more about who I'm becoming in the process. And so listen, let me know in the comments, like, if you watch this video by replay, like, what is one thing that you can do to get outside your comfort zone? And is there some things that you just automatically do without even thinking? And would you like to change them? Right? And if so, then you definitely need to register for my free workshop, the 3 secret appetites that are keeping you stuck. The link is always in my bio. Maybe once I get stopped, I'll put it in the description of this live video. But thank you guys for hanging with me this morning on my ride to work, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning for another conversation in the car with Kofia. We'll talk soon. Bye.